This is the next part of my talk about you are awareness. It's also known as hacking this reality by retraining this physical vessel. We call it a vessel. It's not a vessel. It is, well, read my first video, watch my first video to understand what I'm saying. The second part of it is once you have hacked reality by retraining this apparent humanoid thing, you want to stop this human from torturing other beings. In this external world of lies, this human is probably eating meat. Killing other beings for meat. I mean, you all know that pets are lovable creatures, but you are told that these other animals, cows, pigs, chickens, fish that you buy at the supermarket, you are desensitized to the fact these are creatures, just as lovable as your dog and your cat. They are just as lovable. And you are so desensitized that you encourage this external world to kill on your behalf so you can eat these lovable creatures. Think about that for a minute. Some people say, we have a real problem with countries like maybe Vietnam or China where they eat dogs. We love dogs. We have a very bad reaction when we hear that in those countries they eat dogs. And yet we go to the supermarket and we eat cows and pigs and chickens and fish. I want you to wake up. If you can imagine someone stealing your pet or some friend of yours who has a pet, stealing that and eating it, you don't like the idea. But how many of you that are watching this video have recently been to the supermarket and you have bought meat, pre-killed meat, in a nice package, cut into nice size pieces, nice size pieces for you to cook on the barbecue and eat? If you really got what I'm saying, you would never buy meat again. And you would present this to other humans in your circle. I present this to other humans in my circle. They still go to the grocery store and buy meat. They are totally desensitized. Desensitized. They are desensitized from the time they're little because our society condones eating meat. It keeps the slaughterhouses in cities far, far away from where you live, so you never have to face the fact that these are real creatures that are being killed on a production line to feed you. Do you see? It is highly unkind to kill animals for food. I had this discussion with one person in my circle, and they said, well, these animals are being killed anyway, so I might as well buy them. They're in a nice package, and I can stick them in my fridge. And then they said, can I cook you some of this? And I said, no. And then they said, well, it's there at the supermarket. I'm going to buy it. I said, every time you buy that meat, they kill another animal. That's a good point. This person also knows hunters, because there's hunters in my human family. And this person always says, I could never shoot an animal with a gun. I could never do it. So this person cannot actually do a kill of an animal. Can't do it. But the same person every day goes to the grocery store and buys something that was killed on a mass production line. Buys it with money. And sees nothing wrong with it, even though they can't stand the thought of actually getting a gun and shooting an animal. Can't do that part of it. So as long as somebody else does the killing, bleeds the animal, cuts it up with saws into bite-sized pieces, maybe not bite-sized, but, steak-sized pieces. Somebody else kills the chicken, takes off all the feathers, takes out all the guts, just gives you, a nicely presented chicken breast. This person will buy that in a flash. Doesn't think about the chicken as being a living creature. This person who buys the meats, all these people at the grocery store, who look for the flyers to see if they can get a sale on one of these meats. That's why they decide, I'm going to this grocery store or that grocery store because they've got a sale on meat. And when they get to the store, they look at different pieces of meat. And as a consumer, they look to see, am I getting good value for my money when I buy this meat? Because there's different grades of meat and different prices. So they do all these calculations because they're trained to be a smart shopper. That's what they're trained to desensitize them from the fact they're buying something that was killed so they could eat it. That it gets all pushed off the table and it gets replaced by consumerism, which is stupid. But everyone is so stupid on this planet not to see that you are taught to be a good consumer. So you are taught to look at the quality of the meat, how big the piece of meat is, how many pounds, or in some countries, grams of meat you're buying. What is the price per pound or price per kilogram? check to look of the look directly at the meat, feel the meat. Is it the right color, or does it look like it's old meat? Are they having a clearance sale on this meat? You know, there's $2 off. There's a sticker on it. There's $2 off and it says price to clear. All of this consumerism that you think is smart is not smart. It is designed to desensitize you from the fact that you are buying something that was a living being and was killed in mass quantities. And you don't want to face that fact. You would rather I go back and talk to you about, is this a good deal or not? It's never a good deal to kill other beings. Never a good deal. It is never a good deal to kill living beings. Period. If there was a Hollywood movie and it was about you as a human in a farm, and you are grown to adult size, and you were given hormones and antibiotics, and then you are taken to a slaughterhouse and you are killed, and you are fed to some other predator in mass quantities. Would you like to be that kind of human? Simply grown for this meat body to be used as food for a predator? I don't think so. I don't think that's what you would like at all. And yet you are the predator that are killing these other animals. You call them animals as if they're not beings. You've got all these words, they're just animals. It's just animals. It desensitizes you to the fact if you consider your dog to be, it's just an animal. It's just an animal. Many people consider their dog to be their best friend. They consider their dog to be a special being. You should consider that the cow and the pig and the chicken are also special beings individually. Some people have pet little pigs. Some people say that pigs are among the smartest animals there are. But you are brainwashed into believing they're just an animal. They taste good. There's nothing wrong with it. All these other people are here in the grocery store buying meat. I would be stupid if I stop eating meat because it's disgusting what humans do to these other living beings. I would rather follow the crowd and keep eating meat. Retrain your human body to wake up to the horrors that are done by humans and considered normal, in quotes.